Good morning, everyone. Mo Morales out here in my third favorite, maybe my favorite New Jersey place to come try to get some birds early in the morning. And today I'm not early because I'm never early, but I'm early for me. So no, it's about 8:30 a.m. Normally I get here after 10, closer to 11, and there's nothing left. And today I wanted to get out early, see what I could find. Last time we spoke, I had the Olympus OMD EM1 3. And I had purchased this from a friend of mine who I've made many purchases from before. And he had a G9 II sitting around for an additional $250. And now I had just sold my Sigma 100-400, which covered the cost of the camera and lens he had, the EM1 Mark III, plus the Lumix Olympics 100-400. So I purchased that, right? And I could have purchased the G9 II at that time, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like the Micro Four Thirds system. I had never used one before, never touched one, never held one in my hand, so I couldn't tell you how I was going to feel about the experience. So I figured, well, you know what? I'll save the $250 and just get the EM1. And he said, you know what? If you change your mind, we've done enough business in the past, come back and we'll swap them out. I had no intention of going back and swapping it out because my first few days with the Mark III, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was wow, it was a great setup. But gas got me, and I ended up getting the G9 Mark II from him. We swapped it out. He didn't charge me the full 250. We worked something out with a trade with one of my old Sony lenses I had laying around. And here we are with the G9 Mark II and the Olympics. We're in the Olympus, the Olympus 100-400. And I found the combination is working very well together in my practice shooting. You know, I've gotten some moon shots with it. I've gotten a couple birds and squirrels here and there, but this will be the first real test of me putting the two out here together. I also picked up used on Facebook Market the 1.4 teleconverter, which takes this maximum aperture down from 6.3 to 9 f9, and I think I lose a little image stabilization if I recall correctly, but that's something I'm willing to deal with. So I'm going to end up putting you guys here. I bought this POV thing 1,000 years ago and I've never used it. I'm going to give it a run today, see how it works. But let's see. Even if I get no birds, even if I get no deer, no squirrel, I just love coming out here. As you can see, the fall is hitting New Jersey. It hit it already, but this is the most fall-like I've seen in Garrow Mountain since I've been coming out here this autumn, which is what we call fall here in the States. So let's take a walk. Let's see what we can find. Maybe we find nothing at all, but we're open to try. One of the advantages of the DJI Action 5 Pro is that I can connect it to my app on my iPhone and make sure it's recording something. My fear was giving you this POV, would I be able to see what I was recording or not recording? So good thing they have this app. It's very helpful. Let's see what it's going to look like when I'm POVing. Oh, look, bird. Oh, bird. Oh, bird. I hear some rustling over here. Oh, it's a squirrel. Looking for a chipmunk. I love chipmunks. So anyway, up this way, there's the boathouse, the famous boathouse of Garrow Mountain. And usually when you go just past it, back into the woods, you get to find a bunch of chipmunks. The reason I got the teleconverter wasn't for wildlife, to be honest with you, even though what wildlife photographer doesn't want a few extra yards of reach, right? No, I got the teleconverter for the moon because that's where I'm on a tripod and I want the maximum reach. One of the downsides that I had heard a lot about the Panasonic G9ii was when you're turning it on, it would have up to a 3-second delay or more before turning on. But I just updated it to this latest software, and that firmware included a fix for faster startup times. It's still not as fast as some of my Fujis and Sonys have been in the past, but between day one that I picked it up and today, it is a big improvement for sure. All right, let's keep looking for something to shoot. So how do I feel about the G9ii? So it's a little beefier, obviously a lot beefier than the EM1 Mark III. It's beefier than any of my Fuji cameras. It's almost beefier than my old A7 IV from Sony. But again, right here I have a 200 to 800 millimeter equivalent lens. So where I'm bulking up on the body, I am getting a considerable reduction on lens size and weight. The other good thing about the G9ii, it has 5 extra megapixels of sensor resolution. It's got 25 megapixels opposed to Olympus's and OM Systems 20 megapixels. And that's not a big deal in general, but I think it's big enough deal that I could appreciate it. So it's very customizable, many customizable buttons, a lot of things I need to learn how to use. So, and also it has a lens release on the right hand side of the body, the left hand side of the body, as opposed to what I'm used to on the right hand side of the body. But it does have 2 programmable function buttons there. It has a good joystick, an auto off, an AF on and off here. So what I use is I have it set to, my white balance up here is set to turn on the type of eye autofocus, whether it's animal or human or other subject. I have, that's it, I guess that's all I have. Oh, I have the back rotating dial set to more of my Fuji customs, like push down to review the image, push right for white balance, and up for any kind of film simulations, which, you know, obviously Panasonic isn't known for, but they do have their famous Leica monochrome on here, which everyone drools about. So let's give that a shot. Let's see what that looks like. There we go, Leica monochrome. I was gonna take lovely photos of that duck until that guy ran by and scared them. All right, let's see what I can get. Oh, a little duck hurt his foot. I've never shot a, well, actually no, pigeons, but I don't count pigeons as animals. What do you think? That's disrespectful, right? Oh, this poor duckie's hurt. See this little duck here? He's holding his, he is holding his foot in a, I don't feel so good position. So Either way, let's keep walking and shooting, see what we can find. The birds are getting quiet, so I may be in a situation where, again, too late. I did get a nice shot of a female blue jay before, very beautiful. They're grayish in color this time of year. Anyway, we're heading over there. This road will lead to, that's the boathouse there. We're gonna go behind the boathouse, look for some chipmunks and squirrels. Oh, I could zoom on there. See, I just wanted to show you these guys. These freakers, Canadian geese. Angry, angry Canadian geese. All right, well, I did end up putting the teleconverter on because you can't see it from here, but there's a tree up there and a raptor of some type. I believe it was a peregrine falcon. I don't think it was a peregrine falcon. I think it was a red-tailed hawk or something along that lines. When I get home, I'll be able to see it much better on my monitor. But I wanted to get as close as possible to it because it was all the way on top of the tree surveying the area, which was pretty cool. So I ended up putting the teleconverter in. Poor little ducky. I'm not a fan of ducks normally because they're aggressive lovers. You could Google that on your own. But, you know, they are pretty to look at sometimes. And this one here, unfortunately, hurt its leg. And I mentioned it earlier well, I may have mentioned it earlier. And he is not jumping in the water, or she is not jumping in the water. I'm going to say it's a he because of the coloring. Males are usually more colorful in the animal kingdom, probably in the human kingdom too. But anyway, yeah, he's not jumping in the water. I feel bad for him because he just has a little foot up in the air like, yeah, no, I can't do any swimming. He finally put some weight on it though, so that's good. Either way, good luck to that duck. Hopefully these Canadian geese don't eat him when he's not looking. I don't know if you guys know how I feel about Canadian geese, but we'll leave that right there. So, thoughts on the Panasonic G9ii with the Lumix 100 to 400. For the most part, I've been out here for about an hour, and I think I've enjoyed it. For the most part, firing level, eye level, lower, just above. I think when I was shooting or capturing that hawk, whichever kind it was, I'll tell you here or earlier. When I was capturing that hawk, it was all the way up in that tree at about 11 o'clock. Yeah, about 11 o'clock. And keeping the camera and lens focused up there that long kind of did start to fatigue my arms and shoulders. But yeah, no, it was the first time in years that a kit has fatigued me. And I don't mean fatigue me, just made me think about, oh, I need to put my arms down, get the lactic acid back out of them. But then again, I'm not shooting in that angle that often, so I'm not going to say it's because it was heavier than the XT5 and the Sigma 100 to 400, but I do think it is technically heavier than that kit. But again, I have double the reach, well, 1.5 times the reach that setup had, including the teleconverter. It's so pretty. Take time to appreciate nature. Well, I definitely enjoyed my time out here, no matter what. The camera lens combo is very nice. Like I said, I wasn't planning to use the teleconverter, but I ended up dropping it on there for that Raptor, which I don't know what it is yet. Either way, thank you so much for spending today with me. Until next time, stay strong, stay positive, always love, respect what little bit of my beard is left, and get out there and photograph something today. Tell me all about it.